Hey guys, what's up? Do you hate playing against the King's Gambit when you've got the black pieces? Well, I always have kind of hated it. At the same time, I like seeing a King's Gambit player because I know we're going to get a spicy game. But I've always struggled. It's one of those that I've struggled against. Now, I made a video recently about how to refute the Scotch Gambit. It's not an expert level refutation, but it's good enough for me. And so, what do we do against the King's Gambit? So I'm going to share a line. Now, I have made a video about this before, but I like it so much, I think it's worth doing twice. And this is a line that I actually picked up from a video by Grandmaster Naroditsky over a year ago, I think, and I will link to that video in the description. Okay, so first of all, this is my games as black against the King's Gambit. So e4, e5. So since I've started playing e5, I used to play like Scandinavian or whatever. Obviously, if you're a Sicilian player, Caracan, French, whatever, this does not apply to you. So you can move on and watch something more interesting. The King's Gambit with pawn to f4, clearly spicy, clearly opening up lines towards the king. But the idea is that white wants to lure your central pawn away from the center and go on and try and dominate the board and develop quickly after you've lost that tempo capturing and try and start a quick attack. That's the whole point. Now, what have I tried here in the past? I've tried knight to c6, right? The Queen's Gambit declined Queen's Knight defense. That's imaginatively named. And I've not done terribly well. 63% for white, 37% for me, right? Pawn to d5, the Falkbeer counter gambit is very, very interesting as well. And I've played that a bit. I've won 52% with that. That's not too bad. Until I started playing this one. Okay, pawn to c6, and it looks really, really weird. Why pawn to c6? Well, it's a bit like a kind of a Caro-Kann idea. But you know, you're not taking the free pawn. You're not really trying to contest the center like you do with the Falkbeer. You're not developing a piece, and you're getting very much in the way of this knight. So what's the point? Well, let me show you. So I'm going to switch over now to the Lichess player database. Here we are in the position, and the settings are set to 1800, 2000. That gives us 14 million games from this position. Now then, the most common moves are accepted, e takes f4, okay? Knight c6, d5, the Falkbeer counter gambit, d6, bishop c5, knight f6. You're starting to get the point? Queen h4 check. Right, f5, wow, okay, and f6, and queen f6, and bishop e7, and coming in at the bottom of our list, the move pawn to c6, right? Now, at this level, 49% for white, 48%, but here's the point, dude, right? 14 million games, how many c6s has your King's Gambit player seen? 0.1%, what's that say, 18,000 games, right? It's practically unknown. It's practically unheard of. They are going to be out of their comfort zone on move 2. That's the point. And look, 49-48, okay? Now, on average, white wins 51% from this point. So we are already tilting the odds very slightly in our favor. So, without any further ado, let me show you the whole reason I thought of this today is because I had 2 blitz games in a row, both of which faced the King's Gambit, both of which I played that move. So let me take you through. Jay's H0999 from India, rated 1489. I'm rated under 1400 in blitz at this point, by the way. Okay, the King's Gambit, pawn to c6. An opponent is thinking, what is this? I'm playing a complete patzer. Okay, now they always bring their knight out to f3. I think there's been one game where they haven't, out of, don't know how many games I've seen in this. Okay, how many games have I seen in this? No, that's not that. We're looking at the, there we go. My games, I played this, knight to f3, 31 times they've played that, right? They've played knight c3 once, c4 once, and f takes c5 once. Okay, so nearly always they'll bring the knight out. And the point is, now you play d5 in kind of Caro-Kann style. And there are a few things that they will do. So if they take here, you push the pawn up, right? If they take here, you can capture and kick the knight. Okay, so this is very much kind of Freddy Krueger style. Here they captured on e5, you capture with tempo, right? This is the point. And now this knight has to move, okay? The knight, in this case, completely retreated back to there. I bring my queen up, attacking this pawn. I take the pawn. Notice my opponent's nearly 1500 rated in blitz, okay? They develop a bishop, okay? And probably at this point, they're still thinking I'm facing a complete numpty. Okay, bring out a queen. So they've got 2 attackers on this pawn. I've got 2 defenders. Bring out the bishop. It's defended by a knight. Oh, where's my f pawn? Oh, I haven't got one because I played the king's gambit. Yeah? And suddenly everything's flying out and white is suddenly going, whoa, 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 what's all this, right? They move their queen forward. Now the knight comes out. I might be getting ready to long castle. Okay, I might be getting ready to play bishop c5 and completely put the queenie in the crossfire. She's not going to be a happy queen. Okay, out comes the knight. And I take it because the pawn isn't pinned. My queen is defended by the knight, right? Opponent spent 30 seconds here. We trade queens. I'm up a piece. Bishop retreats. And instead of just capturing here, I thought, well, let's kind of prepare to push the pawn. If I capture here, then their bishop just comes out. They might even castle, you know. Let's develop, right? All other things being equal, developing is a good thing. Okay, how do we recapture? Obviously with a knight with check, king has to move. I capture here with a discovered check, long castle with another check. Like, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. Here he comes down. I've got to watch out for my bishop here. Just retreat the bishop. Knight comes out with a fork. And the bishops of doom, sorry, the kittens are pretending to kill each other. Bishops of Doom are just wonderful, and I grab the knight for free and he resigns. Okay, minute and a half, and he gets to go, oh well, but I'll probably never see that opening again. Haha, okay. Anyway, here comes K-Lands from the United States, rated 1425. I'm just over 1400. We get a King's Gambit, and c6. My opponent starts sniggering into his cup of cocoa. Out comes the knight, like it always does, this. Okay, so in the last game, we had f takes e5. Here we have e takes d5, doesn't matter, same thing, hit the knight. Here the knight comes in, and this is I wouldn't say it's a common trap. I remembered it from Naroditsky's video, but I've only had it a few times, okay? So you capture the pawn in the center. Now look, we have a nice center. Are we down in material? No. They come out with check. It's a King's Gambit player, remember? They're going to be aggressive. You block the check, right? Now, here's the point. Takes, you might trade off, okay? But what you're looking for is castles. Now, pause if you need. What's black's next winning move? Queen b6 with check, and the bishop is actually hanging. The knight can't block the check and defend the bishop at the same time. It's on the wrong colour. So they push a pawn out. I win the bishop. He sacks his knight. I say thank you very much. That'll do me. I'm +5 materials. Out comes the queen. Pawn here. Right? Everything's covered. We're just absolutely fine. Queen comes over here. I hit it with the bishop. So what we're doing is we're really turning the tables on your King's Gambit player. Say, right, now I'm going to be throwing everything at you, and you're going to be like King Kong on the top of the Empire State Building, trying to swat away all these things, right? In comes the knight again, covering my king, again with tempo on the queen, pushes and loses his queen. Thank you very much. That'll do me. 2 games in a row and some easy points. But yeah, all good, all good. And the point is that, like you say, King's Gambit player won't know what's hit them. And I do have a study on here on Lichess as well. We don't need to go through that now, but you're welcome to go through that in your own time. I will link to it in the comments. So yeah, if you're looking for a weapon against the King's Gambit, this is one for you. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.